What is up, YouTube? HPK here, and I'm coming to you guys today because we're taking a look at the OCG's Forbidden Limited list that will be in effect for the OCG July 1st of 2023. So literally only 6 days away. It's 6 days away? Oh my god. Time is flying, y'all. My vacation is almost halfway over. Oh, 5 days. Yeah, 6 days. 6 days since versus Saturday. But yeah, wow, look at that. We're already going into the next set of format for the OCG. It is crazy because we literally were just talking about the OCG a few months ago with their first, and now here we are going into July the 1st. Isn't crazy? This is Yu-Gi-Oh! This is Yu-Gi-Oh! At its finest, where things just change up so dramatic. I'm going to be showing you guys the full list and then going over every for the most part. So why don't we go ahead and take a look? Starting off our the forbidden section, we have Fenrir, Cashier Fenrir, Heavy Samurai, Soulbreaker, Cyberstein, and Smoke Grenade of the Goblin Thief. These are the 4 cards that are forbidden. In the OCG. The next new cards that are going to be unlimited are Perform Combat Keyboard, Mathemech Circular, Super Heavy Samurai, Soul Piercer, MX Saber Invoker, Early Sleeping Memory, Pot of Prosperity, and Runic Fountain. And for the semi-limited edition, we have Armageddon Knight, Super Heavy Samurai Bike, for was it Prank Kids Meow Meow Mew, and Black Dragon. Then for the unlimited cards, we have Ancient Fairy Dragon, Salamangreat Gazelle, Shuryuja Skulldrad, Teller Knight Palamedes, Blackwing Sting the Cloak, Thunder Dragon Hawk, Fire Formation Tinky, Nadir Servant, Book of Richmond. So those are all the cards in the OCG that will be changing July 1st in terms of where they are currently right now on the. So why don't we go ahead and we take a look at the first set of cards which are written. That's a massive hit to catch Zero. They don't have fingers. Won't have fingers. It's not as much of a heavy hit as we had here in the TCG, where we hit both of the Exceed monsters, both of the extra, both of the main deck, and basically crippled them. Basically, they were crippled as much, and they're still being played. So I don't think this one hit of finger is really going to do as much damage. It just means they're going to have to start using other Chris Zero monsters to actually play the deck. I don't think that's going to be hard, especially if they still have 3 unicorn. They still have 3 of their each of their extra. I don't really get the whole thing of hitting just one catch Zero monster. Someone's probably going to correct me in the comment section and say they hit more in the last list. Oh, okay, that makes sense. So if that is just the gateway of slowing things down and or catch Zero, I'm all for it. But if that is the case, then hitting one card is probably just a safe breaker because they've hit a ton of other things past to slow down other combos in that section. So it just makes you realize, oh shit, like yeah, things can be hit, and it doesn't matter what tier of things they are, as long as they don't cause problems in the future or in the current sets, then anything is game. The Super Heavy Samurai cards, I'm just gonna group them all together right now because of the popularity at Samurai, because of their new support. That's probably the reason why a lot of the cards themselves have to be. The deck is good. The deck has a lot of things that the deck can build with free negation and free setup. Not to mention with this new support that there's a lot of things that Super Heavy Samurai can take. Don't have a problem. I mean, I've even seen where there's something Guardian. They have a lot of monsters going into defense to say, well, I'm defense, this card and that card can be this. They're blowing up stuff. It's just all a big thing that it takes literally one card to change, or it takes a handful of cards to help one deck go from this tier to that tier in a matter of minutes. Them hitting Soul Piercer, Soulbreaker, and I believe the other one was no, it's just them two. Oh, and Bite. Yeah, they hit what they were hitting, so that way they can slow this deck down, possible. Which I mean, it's a little safer. I don't know if it's safer than what they hit here in the TCG, but I mean, Samurai and the TCG is still doing. So let's see how the OCG has to it. Now let's talk about these two generic cards in the OCG: Cyber Sign and Smoke Grenade of the Goblin Thief. First off, I just want to get out the way. I did not know Cyber Sign was called Devil Franken in the OCG, and neither did I know Super Heavy Samurai. I mean not Super. Smoke Grenade of the Goblin Thief was extended from E Smoke Ball, which I don't know why that had to be. That is a weird change because the OCG called the CCG calls it grenade, but here they call it smoke. All right, I'm just gonna get that. Anyway, Cyber Sign is getting too damn broken in the current game. There's too many things Cyber Sign is bringing out for an extra deck that is just surviving too many combo games, too many setups, and all these shenanigans. And it is bittersweet to see Cyber Sign go, but Cyber Sign has to go because Cyber Sign, Jesus Christ, buddy, you are doing way too much right now, and too many things you're supporting that do not need to be supported. At Tier Element, I'm a couple other fusion cards, but I know Tier Element is definitely one of them. Hell, we'll throw in Shadal. Just fuck it, why not? First turn Construct, let's go. Here's here's 4 or 5 cards following right behind that Construct Summon. And here's 4 or 5 cards following right behind that there's some of that tier element, which one of doesn't matter. One of them is coming to the field, and they all have an effect to mill when they're summoned. So definitely going to generate some things there. And then not to mention all the other monsters that come out once you put a certain monster of that particular archetype on. So once that one monster comes out, here special summon, ink summon, um, summon, negate. That's literally what's going to happen. And it's literally because cards like Cybersun. It's funny though, because Cybersun had a really long run. He really did. Cybersun had a really long run. Also had a long run? A Smoke Grenade Goblin. Because now the OCG finally hit it. Like, oh no, your hand destruction got hit you as soon as possible. That's literally what this card does. This does. It's hand destruction. And it's such a free hand because you don't have to pop your opponent's card. Or wait for your opponent to pop it, you can pop it. And then you start depleting your opponent's hand. And I'm sure there are loops with this card. So really why this card has to be hit is even the TCG had loops that were meant around summoning, going for the smoke grenade, putting it on the monster, blowing it up for a different monster's effect or a different card's effect, and then having it go crazy. There are so many different things about this card that it just that I'm not that for it to be hit. But then again, when you look at it, this is a card that went under the table, just like cards like Red Lotus. It took it a while for it to get, but now they're ahead. It's all the things where you look at cards like Try to Shoot and Mind Crush, where like, yeah, these cards used to exist in play because of these types of combinations, but because of how crazy they've gotten, that TCG and the OCG is like, yeah, we have to stop all these newer versions of them or older versions that swept under the rug, so that things go like crazy. But I think also just the ones that are more generic, as opposed to everything being one particular attribute or type, and then having advantages, or an archetype specific one that does it and has ways to be reused, cycled again and again. All right, moving on from there, let's go to the limited section. Well, Mathmech are losing one circular. They'll be fine. I think they'll be okay. They have enough resources to make up for what that one circular is going to be out for. But damn, that is one. That they're going to be 2 circulars that they're going to have to make. Which I don't know. I don't think that was too much of a hard hit. I want to see how much more Mathmech can play. Monkey Board going back to this is a card I think that had limit had a forbidden for a minute. Was it forbidden? What else she? Oh, we just look. No, it was forbidden. Yeah, that's weird because we have it unlimited now. So I think this is because of Zark and the Zark support that's coming out that they on keyboard. It's a money move. That's where some of this also comes. Like you can also put that as a big, just forbidden limited list. It's like, all right, we need some money. Let's start generating some shit. What do they generate? Well, let's advance them so we can generate that money. And I feel like Monkey Board being advanced probably just that big. Oh, there's the new Zard cards in Overlord. Hey, don't we have a monster that can also search for these? Yeah, we have a ton of them. Okay, well, let's use it. Really, that's what's on this Monkey Board to help survive that. We've already talked about the Heavy Samurai. Insaber Invoker. Okay, so Invoker, I did not expect this on God, but we've already hit Smoke Grenade. Wasn't much more damage to be done. There is a lot of other cards in decks that did use Insaber Invoker that, funny enough, weren't X-Saber. But that is one of those things where it's like, oh, okay, well, things are gonna happen. But let's just test the water out. If there are any new decks that are running like that are running warrior type monsters or in the frame of warrior type support, then I'm all for it. Getting MX Saber Invoker back. Also do note that decks like Medolce, decks like what is it, Inferno Knight are just two decks off the top of my head. Probably what Dark Warrior. That could be a deck that surfaces Dark Warrior Pendulum or Dark Pepe. That could got that. But yeah, those are just few decks that like use in MX Saber Invoker for its ability to bring out another warrior monster. I'm trying to think. Were there any other warrior decks? There probably are, and someone's gonna put. If you see this part of the video, definitely are warrior based decks that definitely MX Saber Invoker. Pearly, Pearly, now you guys got your card pick. I believe it's the same card that Chief did, or I think it's or one of the variations of it that got him. Y'all are going way too crazy with the adorable monsters. This is, and also when cards are extremely expensive for no reason. Just literally this one card does like 3 plays. Yeah, I think card hidden is possible. Runic, you're kind of in that same boat too, because Runic Fountain Game, which is because they've already hit enough stuff that supports Runic, and so that Runic can be slowed down. Pot of Prosperity, I did not accept it. Then again, I mean, Pot of Desires has been hit before, so that doesn't really shock me there. Generic pot cards that can be used in multitudes of decks are kind of the let's see if we can hit this as possible because we don't want more. So, Pot of Prosperity going to one does cripple most decks and trying to flesh out for their combo piece. But it's also one of those things where, and this is the thing between TCG and OCG. Just not too long ago, um, the OCG decided, no, the TCG has now announced that in November, they're going to be reprinting Pot of Prosperity again in Secret Rare again for the 25th anniversary. In my opinion, I feel like this is a card that needs to be a common or a super at least. Because I'm sorry, too many decks that are using Pot of Prosperity need prosperity, and people just can't afford $40 prosperities. You want to know how much the Pot of Prosperities cost on the cheapest? $40. Now, I think they're 45 now. So you need a set. I don't know if it's dropping now because there has been a confirmed reprint of a Secret Rare again. But I wouldn't be surprised if they started dropping or halving in price to make it easier for people to obtain Pot of Prosperity. My opinion, too, is TCG will eventually have their next list about November. Or Pot of Prosperity. That is the case. I'm just quite shocked that they what? But they're good. Pot of Prosperity is one of those cards that it has enough restrictions on it, but the decks that will has it are the ones that try to find ways around the whole I don't have to draw. I can just do massive searches. And Pot of Prosperity just helps extend that massive search. So moving on from that is the where things get just a little first off, I didn't know Black Dragon was still on OCG. I'm just gonna and how they hit prank kids here in the TCG. I kind of forgot about Meow Meow. Isn't that crazy? When you forget like how these big cards are getting banned on our end, you don't really hear too much about them on the other end. So it's like, oh, yeah. So Black Dragon getting hit is probably because Black Dragon was just a combo game for himself. Meow Meow Mew, same thing. Armageddon Knight, too many darks, getting too good. Gotta start hitting Armageddon Knight. And that's literally it. Because there's just too many good things on their end that it was just like why they're hitting pieces. Why too many of them had to be hit because it was just too many things generated. And I think they still have a lot of their full force cards for those particular items. Because everything else was just too good, or they hit other pieces of those items to slow these ones. Alright. And in the unlimited section, I think they're unlimited for cards. Just didn't do much or aren't striking much. There's a lot of things that are more of a threat than them. A lot of things stop them and easily just move on. So, Token Maker, Field Spell Destroyer, Salamangreat, generic Link Monster with a lot of advantage, Palomades, because all that new Color Knight stuff came out. Thunder Dragon, they're here, we see them. What much can they do? Uh, you killed Zodiac, so I think at this point this does deserve to come back to three. Branded got enough hits, so I guess Nadir Servant. And then what's Spellbook? Because Spellbook of Judgment Day. I mean, spellbooks are not that much of a part either. It's just that if you know how to counter heavy spell decks perfectly, and they just have to make sure they have counters to counter those heavy spell, floodgate, anti spell fragrance, and stuff like that. Yeah. Hey, this is a very limited list. My final thoughts on it is that, well, this is the OCG. And with the OCG, they hit anything that can either save them the money, make them the money, or hit things that are causing them. I see more versatility in the OCG than I have in. So, with those decks and combinations, there are a lot of things that you look at and just the cards that you think will be hit don't get hit, and the cards that do get hit, you're like, well, let's start a session. So yeah, with that said and done, that's my look at the OCG for Breeding Legend. I'm in the conversation with you guys think about the OCG for Breeding Legend. Were things that were hit, you think more, and what things do you think the TCG will mimic when we get our Forbidden Limited um, in the months to come? So let me know all that in the comment section below. With that said and done, thanks everyone for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel as it helps me out. You guys can hit the notification bell so you guys know when I upload content to the channel. Social media links are in the description box below, and you guys can have this / Harpie Player Gel. With that said and done, thanks everyone for watching. Thank you, signing out. Okay.